What's going on, guys? Before the video starts, I just wanted to let you know I actually shot this as one super long 19-minute video. The first portion of this video was shot to tell you the things that are the same about the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10. There's a lot that's the same, so if you're curious about those things and why you might want to choose an 8 over a 10, head on over to that video. I will leave a card here to make that easy for you to find. But if you want to know about the differences between the iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 and why you might want to choose the 10 over the 8, this is the video for you. So welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. I'm Andrew Edwards, editor-in-chief of GearLive.com. Without further ado, let's jump into it. However, there are obviously things that set the iPhone 10 apart from the 8, so let's get started with those. Visually, the iPhone 10 is Apple's most impressive and futuristic phone design ever, thanks to the new 5.8-inch edge-to-edge OLED display on the front and the stainless steel frame. So just visually, this is a very different looking iPhone device. It's a big screen in a small overall form factor. The iPhone 10 measures a bit bigger than the iPhone 8, but it's nowhere near the dimensions of the larger iPhone 8 Plus, which is the same size as this iPhone 7 Plus, which I think is just big. This is just a big phone. I hate the size of this phone. This is the phone I carry with me more often than not, pretty much on a daily basis, and I have for the past year or so. I like the phone as far as features go, but the size, I just hate the size. So I'm excited about the iPhone 10 because here, actually right here, look at the size difference here. Just look at this. Look at the size difference. And again, this phone has a bigger display than this phone, and look at the size difference. So I can't wait for that. Smaller form factor, bigger display. And speaking of the display, the OLED display has better contrast than the displays on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. Plus it supports HDR video, both HDR10 and Dolby Vision flavors. So for example, you can stream Dolby Vision movies from Netflix right on the iPhone 10. That's something you cannot do on the iPhone 8. You can stream the same movies from Netflix on the iPhone 8, but it won't be in Dolby Vision HDR. Obviously, one of the tentpole features of the iPhone 10 is Face ID. In the front housing of the iPhone 10 is the new sensor bar, and in there is the array of technology that enables Face ID, allowing you to unlock and authenticate your phone with your face rather than using Touch ID, which is what you'll find on the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. Touch ID uses your fingerprint for authentication, which Apple said is secure for about 1 out of 50,000 people can unlock your phone if you enable Touch ID. With Face ID, it's 1 out of 1,000,000 people, so it's much, much more secure.
Face ID learns your face. Even if you change your hairstyle, you decide to put on glasses, you're wearing a hat, and it adapts to you as your face changes over time. And the teams worked hard to make sure the Face ID can easily be spoofed by things like photographs.
Now, a lot of people are worried that other people will be able to point your phone, your iPhone 10, towards your face to get it unlocked. Apple says there are some safeguards against that. First of all, it won't unlock unless you're giving the phone your attention. So the phone is looking at your eyes, and you have to be looking at the phone in order for it to unlock. If your eyes are closed or if you're looking elsewhere, it's not gonna unlock. But number two, more importantly than that, there's also a quick disable feature for Face ID. So according to the Apple documents, if you have your phone and it's turned off and you just squeeze the side button and the volume button, just squeeze those, you have then disabled Face ID. So that means if someone takes your phone after you do that, Face ID is disabled and they need to know your passcode. If they don't know your passcode, they can't unlock it, and law enforcement legally cannot force you to enter a passcode into your phone. They can legally force you to biometrically use your face or even your thumbprint on the iPhone 8. So something to know. And by the way, you can also quickly disable Touch ID in the same way. Now, Animoji and portrait mode on the selfie camera are also iPhone 10 exclusives. Animoji are the emoji that you're able to basically control their face because the iPhone 10 is mapping your face and putting all of your facial movements onto one of 12 emoji characters. You can also record your voice and then send that through, and then the person you're texting with on the other end will receive a little movie of that emoji talking and moving its face the way you were. Portrait mode in the selfie camera is similar to portrait mode in the back. Portrait mode on the rear camera is on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, but not from the front camera. So you can take your own selfies using portrait mode, which actually I think is a really cool feature. The telephoto lens on the iPhone 10's dual camera has a better aperture than the iPhone 8 Plus. That's gonna be f2.4 versus f2.8, so you're letting in more light and it's a little bit faster. Now on the iPhone 10, both rear cameras have optical image stabilization. On the iPhone 8 Plus, only one of the two cameras has optical image stabilization, and it does make a pretty big difference. I think it's gonna make a big difference in portrait mode since it uses both cameras, but also when you're doing video. If you do video with the telephoto camera, you're gonna immediately notice a difference when you have optical image stabilization when you compare it to the iPhone 8 Plus, which does not. So those are some of the key differences. Again, are those differences enough for you to choose to buy the iPhone 10 versus the iPhone 8? A lot of those differences come down to the display and to the front and rear camera. Everything else, pretty much, most of it on the inside is very, very similar. Now, here are some reasons that you may not want to buy the iPhone 10 over the iPhone 8. Number one being the price. The price of the iPhone 10, 64 gigabytes, starts at $999. If you bump that up to 256 gigabytes, you're looking at $1,149. Those are prices here in the United States. So that makes it the most expensive iPhone ever. The second reason is that there's no home button or touch ID. Some people like the fingerprint sensor. Some people don't want to use Face ID, and some people want a home button. Even if it's not about authentication, they want a home button that they can press rather than a gesture where they have to swipe. If that's you, the iPhone 10 may not be something you want to consider. Then there is the notch. The notch at the top of the display on the iPhone 10. Now I'll show it to you here on this silver dummy model. Apple does not make a white front for the silver model, but on this mock-up, they did make one, but this is good because it'll show you what that notch looks like. So the display comes up on both the left and right sides, and you have a notch in the middle of the display that pretty much blocks your content. Now, some people think that's super annoying. Some people don't care. Some people it doesn't bother them, but for some people, it really bothers them. If that's you, if you don't like having a notch covering up some of your content, then you may want to skip the iPhone 10 because it may be something that you see as an eyesore, and you'll have that eyesore for a full year. Nothing you can do about it. It's just there. Next, it doesn't come out until November. The iPhone 8 is available for pre-order right now, and a lot of the models are still available for day one delivery or day one pickup at your local Apple store. And even if they're not, they're gonna be pretty much delivered within that first week, except for a few models. I think the Space Gray model is the most popular one, which may be a couple weeks out. But for the most part, you don't have to wait until November. If you want a new iPhone, you can get one before the release of the iPhone 10. Also, AppleCare Plus is more expensive on the iPhone 10 than it is on the iPhone 8. AppleCare Plus for iPhone 10 is $199. Most expensive AppleCare plan, probably because of that OLED display. If you crack that display, it's more expensive to repair. Samsung's the one making the display, and apparently the display on the iPhone 10 costs Apple about 4 times more per display than it costs them for the display on the iPhone 8. So it's a difference of about $200 for the OLED display and $50 for the LCD display. So if you're already set on getting one of these two new iPhones, for me personally, it would come down to the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone 10. I think the iPhone 8 is just a little too small with too little battery power. So again, iPhone 8 Plus has the best battery power out of any iPhone, including the iPhone 10. iPhone 10 has about 2 hours more battery life than the iPhone 8. iPhone 8 Plus has an additional 1 hour of battery life. Picking an ultimate winner between these two really comes down to personal preference. The iPhone 10's OLED screen is beautiful, but a home button and Touch ID are obviously gonna feel essential and critical to a lot of people out there. Although I could be wrong about that as well, because when pre-orders went live for the iPhone 8, I was able to log in with relative ease. It just took a couple minutes of refreshing a few times, and I was able to go in and order the iPhones, and then I ordered a couple more for the giveaway, then I ordered a couple more for the giveaway, and usually within the first couple minutes, you're done. You're not getting day one delivery. You're gonna be a week or two or a month out. And last night, I think even as of this morning, there are still iPhone 8 units you can buy for same day delivery, if not same week delivery, as I mentioned a few weeks ago. So that kind of implies to me that maybe a lot of folks are holding out for the October 27th pre-order date for the iPhone 10, and that is where the madhouse is gonna be. I'm curious though, are you picking up a new iPhone, iPhone 8, 8 Plus, or 10? If so, let me know in the comments below. Let me know which one you're buying. If you're not getting a new iPhone, if you're sticking with an older one, let me know that as well. And I guess for those of you who aren't using an iPhone at all, if you're all about Android, or if you're switching from iPhone to Android, let me know that too. I'll meet you down in the comments for further discussion. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to hit that like button. And if you haven't done it already, you can subscribe for free to the channel simply by clicking or tapping tapping on my face when it appears here at the bottom of the video. Thank you so much for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I'll catch you in the next video.